You know, I've noticed lately, everybody has an opinion. And when I was young, it wasn't that way, People would have maybe, I don't know, 6 opinions, Sometimes you meet a guy, he'd have 8 opinions. You go, God damn, that guy's opinionated. But about 6 opinions, that'd be about, and most of them were about food, tell you the truth. People would go, Count Chocula, what the fuck's wrong with you? Stuff like that. I have opinions. I have opinions that everybody holds, like, I don't know. Yellow's the best color, but I don't know if you call that an opinion, it's just a, oh, hold on, it's my phone. Hello? I gotta phone you back on account I'm doing a special on the TV, comedy special. So I'll call you back, okay? Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, I was saying I don't got really no opinions, and I know a lot of people don't have opinions on account of I see it on the TV. Like I'll watch CNN, and they'll ask a question, and sometimes it's tough, They'll say like, "What do you think that Southeast Asian Sea treaty? How do you think that'll affect the gross national product of Singapore?" And anyways, at the end, they ask that question. Do you think it's good, yes or no? And then at the end, they show the answer. I'm a sucker for a poll, So I always like to. I take part in. At the end, you will always see the same thing. It will be like they'll show the poll, and it's in like a pie chart, And you'll go, God damn, I wish I had some pie. Anyway, they show in a pie chart, and it'll be like 45% yes, 45% no, 10%. I don't know. So that's fine, I'm not ashamed of being part of 10%, Sounds small, but 10% of this great country, that's 35 million people, that don't know. That's fine. And I'm a sucker, man. I always, anytime I see one of those polls, I phone up, I go, hello, is this the TV? Yeah, you asked a question earlier. I don't know. I don't know the answer to the question. But listen, I got a question for you. What did that second word mean anyway? It did? All right, well, I better end up in that poll that looks like a pie, fella. I'm no sap. And then I hang up my phone. But I'll tell you, man, you got, especially when elections are around, you got to have a lot of, and you're a comedian, they expect you to know things nowadays. You know what I mean? It didn't used to be like that. Like during the Vietnam War, they wouldn't go, wonder what Red Skeleton thinks on this. But nowadays, like I've heard, they go, the comedian is the modern day philosopher, which first of all, it always makes me feel sad for the actual modern day philosophers who exist, They're working, trying to come up with their philosophy, and they go, God damn, you ever hear of this nightclub comic? He's doing some very good work on tautologism, or what the hell you say. But I tell you, when election cycles start, this is what I've noticed. They're very difficult, because they're trying to get the people that are smart, that know things. The people that know, because they're 90%, remember? I don't know people, only 10%. So they will try to get you with very, very hard, very difficult commercials. I've seen them, like a guy will come on TV, or a lady, and say, if you want to hear how I will fix health care as well as the massive student debt problem in this country, as well as keeping our borders secure, but still being compassionate, then please go on www.myname, and I have a 45-page position paper. And then I go, oh, no, I will not be doing that. And I'll tell you why. It's nothing against you. You seem like a fine enough fellow. It's just that I cannot read your 45-page position paper on account of earlier today, a guy told me that I only get the one life. So, what are you going to... I still got half a box full of Matlock box sets. You only got so much time. You got to choose, You got to choose. But later on, man, when you get closer to the election, here's what always happens, I've noticed. Whenever you get close to an election, because there's only 3 days left to the election, and it's always tied, And they go, you know what we have to get? Those people that don't know anything. It's a very odd way of choosing the leader of the free world. But that's the best we got. And they go, we got to get those guys that don't. Then the commercials become very tough. Nothing about the Sea of Japan or anything like that. There's a guy will come on TV and go, hey, listen, let me ask you a question. Do you like yellow? And I go, yeah, of course I like yellow. And he goes, yeah, well, so does this guy. And they show a guy, he's waving, pointing at someone that doesn't exist, wearing a yellow shirt, And then I go, Ruth, get out here. God damn. Here's a guy on the TV that's speaking for me finally. Ruth. I'm always talking about how cool yellow is. Well, this motherfucker, finally, a person that's speaking not at me, but for me. You know what I read, actually? They say that the reason you vote for people is you vote for the guy you'd most like to have a beer with. I know that sounds odd, but it's true. They vote for presidents by who you would most enjoy having a beer with. But what I find even more interesting is that no one has ever used that to their political advantage. Like if it was me, that would be my whole campaign. That'd be the spine of it. Beer. You know what I mean? Everywhere I went, I'd be holding a glass of beer. You know what I mean? And my slogan would be, ah! And I'd hold up my beer. I go, ah, you like beer? Ha ha, me too. Vote for me, and then you can come to the White House and, ah! God damn, I'm getting old. You can tell. I don't have to tell you that. I like wearing these on account of it hides all my white hair and everything like that. I don't want to get my hair colored no more, I don't want anybody painting my hair black. On account, I don't want to die and then be surprised. You know what I mean? Go, God damn, I look good. And then God goes, well, I made your hair white. What do you think that was all about? I was telling you to get your affairs in order, for God's sake. But anyway, I'll tell you how you know you're growing old is when you start checking your left arm status. You go, God damn, my left arm feels a little odd. That's all I know about medicine. If your left arm feels odd, you will either have an impending heart attack or nothing at all will happen. And I like doctors. I like specialists, though, Like, let's say, this is what I don't understand. Your foot hurts. So you want to go to the foot doctor. You phone the foot doctor. He goes, yeah, you can't come. You got to go to a regular doctor. So then you go to the regular doctor, and he goes, oh, yeah, you got to go to a foot doctor. Yeah, just pay Agnes $80 on the way. What is that scam, You go, all right. He goes, while you're here, you want me to take your blood pressure? I'm like, no, that's fine. I've had my blood pressure taken about 5,000 times. Don't even know what it means. They go, it's 150 over 60. I go, is that good? They go, I don't know. It's all a blur. I'm a doctor. I'm going to be hitting your knee with a hammer now. That's the oddest one to me of all time. We haven't got past that. That's like a cartoon from the 1950s. Guy pulls out a hammer, hits your knee with it, and then you go, my knee! Oh, my God, that hurts. And then the guy writes down, excellent. Very good. It's exactly how you should react when your knee is struck by a hammer. Sometimes doctors just know smart words. You ever see those guys, Like one time I remember I was real tired. I had this thing. I didn't know what it was. So I went in and I said, hey, doc, I got this thing, man. I'm real tired. He goes, sounds like chronic fatigue syndrome to me. I said, really? What's that? He says, well, chronic means always. And fatigue means tired. And syndrome, that means something you got. Anyway, you can pay Agnes $80 on the way out. Who knows what these doctors mean with their medical gobbledygook. A guy told me yesterday, the doc, he said, I'm now more virus than host. What does that even mean? Who knows? Here's the problem. You go to doctors too much. They start thinking you're a hypochondriac, and then they don't take anything seriously, you know? And word gets around with these guys, you know. The small community, the doctor community, and I made the mistake of one time, I had a pap smear. I smeared my pap, you know, and it turned out good. But then word got out that I was a hypochondriac. But I'm not a hypochondriac. I only think I am.